I chose this book, Lubna and Pebble, as my favorite because I really loved the background of the story. It's about a young girl who is immigrating into a refugee camp. And she's uncomfortable. She has no friends and she's alone. She has her father, but she's still scared. And she finds a pebble, and this pebble becomes her comfort and her peace during this whole transition.
Lubna and Pebble. Lubna's best friend was a pebble. It was shiny and smooth and gray. Lubna found it on the beach when they arrived in the night. Then she fell asleep in Daddy's salty arms. When Lubna opened her eyes, it was morning. They had landed in a world of tents. Lubna clutched Daddy's hand and gripped her pebble. Somehow she knew they'd keep her safe. In a big white tent, Lubna found a felt-tipped pen. She drew a happy face on her pebble. "Hello, Pebble," whispered Lubna. Pebble smiled back. Lubna told Pebble everything, about her brothers, about home, about the war. Pebble always listened to her stories. Pebble always smiled when she felt scared. "I love you, Pebble," Lubna said with a sigh. Then the winter arrived. The winds began to blow, the tents began to flap. Daddy said, "Come close, I'll keep you warm." But Lubna was worried. What if Pebble gets cold? "That must never happen," said Daddy. He went and found a shoebox and a tea towel. "Thank you," Lubna grinned. Soon a little boy arrived. At first, he had no words, just blinks and sneezes and stares. "This is my best friend, Pebble," Lubna said. The little boy coughed and sneezed, then smiled. "Hello, Pebble. My name's Amir." Lubna and Amir became friends. They played hide and seek underneath the stars. But at bedtime, Lubna whispered to Pebble, "You are still my best friend." One day, Daddy was beaming. "We are leaving. We have found a new home." Lubna felt happy, then sad. Amir cried. At night, Lubna couldn't sleep. She asked Pebble what to do. Pebble didn't answer. But by the morning, Lubna knew. Lubna gave Amir the shoebox with Pebble and the pen. "What do I do if Pebble misses you?" asked Amir. "Draw the smile back on," said Lubna. "And what do I do if I miss you?" "Tell Pebble all about it," Lubna said. Amir nodded and held the shoebox tight. "Goodbye, Pebble," Lubna whispered. "Hello, Pebble," Amir said.
It's a really great story about kindness and the refugee crisis that is going on that many people don't know about. Lubna ends up giving Pebble away to a young boy who needs Pebble more. And that's a really sweet story of giving.
Hi guys! So the book I chose to share with you is The Year of the Dog by Grace Lin. This book is about a young Taiwanese American girl named Pacey who wants to make this upcoming year, the Year of the Dog, the best one ever, with new friendship and family and wealth and good luck. And throughout the book, the year does not live up to Pacey's expectations. For her school, her American friends, recognize her as the Asian girl. When she goes to a Taiwanese summer camp, her Asian friends recognize her as too Americanized. So she's really struggling to find herself amongst other things throughout this novel. But by the end of the book, she realizes that even though it wasn't to exactly the standards that she thought it was going to be, it truly was one of her best years ever. So I'm going to read to you a chapter from this book.
Chapter 6, A New Year, A New Friend. Becky and I sat next to the new girl. She smiled at me. "Hello," she said. "Are you Pacey?" "How did you know?" I asked. "My mother told me about you. My mother met your mother last week. Didn't you know?" She said that there would be another Asian girl in school. "Her name's not Pacey," Becky said, pointing at me. "It's Grace." "Well, Grace is my school name," I rushed to explain. "My mom calls me Pacey." The new girl frowned and looked a little confused, but said, "Well, anyway, my name is Melody Ling." "Ling," Becky said. "That's like Grace's last name, Lin." Melody nodded, "Except it's with a G, Ling. We found out that Melody and I had a lot of things that were almost the same. While I had an older sister and a younger sister, she had an older brother and a younger brother. We both had long black hair, but she had bangs and I didn't. We both played the violin, but I was in Suzuki Book 3 and she was in Suzuki Book 2. We both couldn't write in Chinese, but she could speak it and I couldn't. My birthday was May 17th and Melody's birthday was July 17th. You're almost twins, Becky said. Lucky. My mom must have forgotten to tell me about you, I said. Probably because it's Chinese New Year. Yeah, Becky said, it's the year of the dog. Grace is going to tell me when it's the day of the unicorn so that we can celebrate. Day of the unicorn? Melody said. There's no day of the unicorn. Yes, there is, Becky said. It's during a leap year, and there's a parade and we can hang pictures. Grace said so. Melody looked at me and I felt myself turning red. I must have made a mistake, I mumbled. Oh, Melody said, the day of the unicorn. I forgot. My family doesn't celebrate it, so I didn't remember. But you're right, it's a big festival. Melody grinned at me and I smiled back. I knew that we were going to be good friends.
So I think that there are many different reasons why you should have this book in your future classroom. One, it's a fantastic book and story in and of itself. It was one of the Newbery Meadow Award winners. But also this could actually be a good book to go along with history lesson for social studies if you're wanting to talk about and learn about the Chinese New Year. But probably the biggest reason why I think that you should have this book is it really brings up the importance of self-appreciation, especially culturally. Also, they're the big topic of friends and family that really helps our protagonist in this story discover who she truly is and how she herself can come to terms to accept that. So I hope you liked the book, the portion that I read, and I hope that you go out and purchase it for your future classroom. Thanks, guys.